Hey everybody, welcome back. So today what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be doing my 3-week, I want to say, post completion of the secondary air intake setup. You know, if you guys haven't seen it, I will link all 3 episodes of the process down in the description. So without further ado, let's get to it. So the first thing I want to go over is the running status of the Jetta. It's running great. Smooth idle, mildly rough startup, which really isn't any different from when the secondary air pump was on there. The only difference is obviously you don't have additional air being pumped into the exhaust side of the system. The one thing that I did have was an extremely rough idle after I started the car. It turns out I wind up missing the 4 throttle body bolts. I didn't tighten them down all the way. So I was able to find that air leak. I went back, tightened it about half a turn with another 1/4 inch to tighten them. And then that took care of that issue. Performance wise, I feel there's a slightly quicker response because obviously you've eliminated all that additional pathways to the vacuum system. But when you hit the throttle, there is a slight quicker response, especially when you're watching the vacuum boost gauge. As you're driving, you see the vacuum releases in the system under normal driving conditions, and then as you get to mid to full open throttle, you definitely have a lot quicker of an increase into your boost range. So as far as the check engine light goes, that is going to be there. If you have a Mk4 Gti Jetta GLI R32, you probably already have it for unknown reasons, or you probably deleted your cat, so you probably have a straight pipe down pipe, which, you know, you're gonna have your check engine light anyway. The only way to get rid of it will be through a tune, which I'm currently in the process of finding. One thing that I did find out was that not all tunes obviously are created equal, in the fact of, at least for the Mk4 Volkswagens, if you want to get rid of the check engine light, you're gonna have to request a secondary air delete file to come with your tune, which I kind of found, I don't know, annoying. So now for some pros and cons. Let's start off with the bad stuff because I'm slightly pessimistic. But we still have some components to remove. So the smog tank, when you disconnect it, you hear that release of air pressure. I haven't done that only because I figured I'd get to it once I do an oil change or something, or the next time I have the car up in the air or with the wheels off. The other con is that I've yet to take off the air pump itself for the exact same reason, because, you know, I want to get the car up in the air to be able to get to the bracket, and I just haven't had a whole lot of time right now with work and everything. And then the final one is, I think the biggest one is, nowhere in the initial install or the initial kit, when you purchase it, does anybody or any company mention the fact that you need the 10 watt 330 ohm resistor to wire in between the 2 wires of the harness plug. So what that will do is replicate a load on the system so that it helps to manage your fuel consumption. Without that, you will be flooding your engine with gas under a heavier load. So if you do this project and you haven't gotten that resistor, make sure you get it, or else you're gonna detonate your motor. Pros: the engine gets up to operating temperature much quicker. Granted, we are in warmer weather, so that's gonna happen regardless, but I feel like it's happening a tick faster than in the past with the air pump on in warmer weather. So the true test of that is going to be during the colder times. And the number 2 pro that I've noticed is the cooling fan kicks on much quicker after you've driven the car hard for some time. The one thing I've experienced in being a Volkswagen owner, especially of the Mark IVs, is that unless you're really, really, really pushing the car, the cooling fans don't really kick on. So a lot of people think that their control module has gone bad or the fan assembly has gone bad, which very well may be the case if you've driven the car hard and it still hasn't kicked on when you turn the car off. But I drove the car, I want to say moderately hard, did a couple of nice pulls for about an hour or 2 straight, running some errands. And when I parked the car, the fans kept running for the probably 5 to 10 minutes afterwards to help cool down the engine. All right, so that's it. If this helps you in any way at all, please comment, like, subscribe. Don't forget to ring that bell so you don't miss any more of our future episodes. And as always, Wrench Daily.